Hi, I'm Connor from Roundtable Audio, and today I'm going to talk you through the differences between single coil pickups and humbuckers, how they're constructed, why they're different, and how they sound compared to each other. So let's start with the single coil. This pickup gets its name because it has a single coil of copper wire that runs around the bobbin on the inside. Now this coil induces a signal from the magnetized strings above when they vibrate. I've covered fully in detail how pickups work on my website, and I've included that in the description below. Tonally speaking, single coils sound brighter, janglier, and cleaner than a humbucker. They have great articulation and a lot of high end, so they really cut through a mix. However, a problem with single coil pickups is that they hum. So this coil picks up not only the vibrating strings above, but also electromagnetic interference, or EMI, from nearby electronics, which translates into a hum. This means that they can have a bit of trouble with higher gain settings. So think like hard rock and heavy metal. You can get a bit of hum in there. The humbucker was designed to counteract the single coil hum. Have a listen to the difference between the single coil and a humbucker on a guitar that's just plugged in and left standing. Here's the single coil. And here's the humbucker. It's quite a difference that can really add up the more gain that you put into your guitar signal. The humbucker was invented in 1955 by Seth Lover, who worked at Gibson at the time. This pickup uses a dual coil design. So one coil there and another coil there. This coil is also a copper coil. It's just covered in protective tape that protects the delicate inner workings, but I've peeled it off this one just to show you. So these two coils are out of phase with each other, and this cancels out any noise that is introduced through a process called common mode rejection. So here's how humbucker pickups work. So I'm going to be using this symbol to represent the guitar signal, and this signal to represent noise. Now the humbucker has two coils and they're wound in opposite directions to each other. So usually this would mean that one of the coils produces an electric guitar signal like that, and the other one would produce one like that, which makes them out of phase and would cancel each other out. But this bar magnet here is aligned so that one side is north and one side is south, so they're opposite polarities. So what this does to the guitar signal is that one would be like that, and the other would be exactly the same in phase, which means that they don't cancel each other out. Now, for noise doesn't really care about the magnetic polarity. It only cares about the copper coil direction. So, from a noise perspective, the signal is applied to the guitar signal like that, and it's applied equally to the guitar signal like that. So what that means is that on our clean guitar signal up here, we have noise that's out of phase with each other. And what that means for the noise is that it's cancelled out. Tonally speaking, a humbucker sounds a lot darker and warmer than a single coil. They're great for handling high gain signals, so they're a staple in rock and metal music. Critics of humbuckers say that they can sound a bit flat and a bit muddy compared to single coils, but I think that this is just mostly a matter of preference. So let's listen to a sound comparison of a single coil versus a humbucker using some different guitar effects. Let's start with a clean signal for the single coil. And let's compare that to a clean signal for a humbucker. And now let's try an overdriven signal for the single coil. And now let's listen to an overdriven signal for a humbucker. Finally, let's listen to a high gain signal for a single coil. And let's compare that to a high gain signal for a humbucker. I've written a full guide on my website that includes the differences between single coil pickups and humbucker pickups that's included in the description down below.